welcome to another exciting episode of the Pathways podcast series. I am Veda Rao, a proud PYP5 student here at Pathways World School, and I'm so excited you're tuning in today. This year, we welcome Kasturi, our beautifully renovated, nutrition first dining space, and today's episode is all about food that fuels our bodies and connects our hearts. So let's get cooking with someone super special. Not only is he a renowned chef and food artist, but he is also a Pathways parent. Let's give a big warm welcome to the one and only Chef Vaibhav Mahajan. Thank you so much for being here, Chef.
Thank you, Veda. Thank you for having me over.
Chef Vaibhav, I'd love to start by asking, what first inspired you to become a chef? Was there a special moment or memory that sparked your love for cooking?
Interesting question, Veda. To be very honest, it was when I was a child, when I was growing up, I was a very naughty, mischievous one, okay? So my mom always had to keep me close to her. Because the moment I was out of sight of my mom's sight, I would end up causing some mischief, some trouble. So my mom would always keep me close. So, when I was very small, when I would have homework or anything like that, I would be around her. So I have spent a good amount of time with her, seeing her cook in the kitchen. So somewhere, that took roots in me. And I come from the south. I was born in the south, but I've been raised in Mumbai. So, I've been exposed to so much food growing up. It's somewhere that's where the seeds were sown. And when I grew up, and that's when the hotel industry was, booming. Hospitality as a career was something that was very new on the horizon. And me being one of those, person who likes to explore and try out new things, I took up hotel management, and yes, that's how I ended up being a chef.
At Pathways, we believe learning can happen anywhere, not just in the classroom, but through real life experiences too. What are some important lessons one can learn while working in a professional kitchen?
So when you work in a professional kitchen, it's not that you're just cutting vegetables or you're cutting some meat, you're breaking open an egg and making food. No, it's not that simple. It works like a well-oiled machinery. So there are steps that have to be carried out with precision. So that's one thing you learn. You learn how to be very mindful of what you're preparing, the cuts, the weight, the manner in which it is processed. And then all that has to be done within a specific time frame. So time management is another thing that you learn. When you do that, you're also working in a team, because not all food comes from one person. There's a team that's working. There's time management, there's precision where you learn to be specific about what you're doing, and then there's teamwork, and then you have to be mindful of what you're serving. You learn to be careful about what you're serving out, in the sense that you have asked for something specific. So when I'm going to serve it to you with that specification, what I need attention to detail. So that also is one thing that helps me serve better. So few things that right away come to my mind are these things. And then you have to be efficient as well.
What's one thing you wish every child understood about food and how it affects our body, focus, and emotions?
When we work where I work, so we serve 3 major meals in a day. We serve the breakfast, we serve lunch, and we serve dinner. These are 3 most major meals that everybody has. You may skip that snack in between, but these are 3 meals you definitely would. And you start off with the breakfast, right? So key focus for us is to get the breakfast right, because that's the first meal that's going to set your energy levels, that's going to help you establish your mood for the day. Yeah, so you supposed to know what is good for you. Now when we're serving in a hotel, and what they're serving you here at Kasturi, there are a certain set of professionals who are involved, and they do all the careful planning for you, right? So what is being served is being planned in accordance to what your needs for the day would be. But when you, Veda, as a child, when you go in there to pick up your buffet, you know what I would want you to do? I would want you to be very careful about how much you pick. There are 2 indicators of your hunger. One is your external and one is your internal. External is fueled by what you see around you, and you just want to pick that up, put on your plate. We also learn this concept of having a rainbow plate. We have all your proteins, carbs, right? All colors that give you your flavons and the anthocyanins, to put it in a technical way, but you do that. So that's an external thing. But what you should be mindful about is your internal thing. When you pick up food in small portions and you sit and you eat, you have to eat without distractions. You don't look around much. There's a TV on display there. You don't look at the TV reading what's on there all the time, or you don't look around, chit chat a lot. You need to focus on your eating, because when you're focused on your eating, your body is actually communicating with you. You chew slowly, you take mindful bites, and your body will tell you when it's full. And you know how that is supported because you've taken small portions. If your body needs more, you get that indicator that you need more, and you can go get up. So if you just do these two things to begin with, I'm sure your body is going to help you choose wisely and is going to give you the nutrition that you need. So as a kid, you could do that.
Okay, imagine you had a magic kitchen wand and could change one thing about how children eat today. What would it be and why?
If I had a magic wand, I would wave it around like the Potterheads would say, and I would want all the kids to not be fussy and picky about what they eat. Okay, I would want kids to eat everything that's on offer. Seasonal's best produce comes in, that's what is being served to you. It's all a part of how nature works. Nature grows tomatoes in a particular season. The Mother Earth will give you fresh gourds in a particular season. It will give fruits in a particular season because it knows that's the right season for those vegetables or fruits to grow, and that's what comes to you. So when you're not being picky, you're eating what's best for you. So if I had a magic wand, of course, I would want that pickiness to go away.
Well, that's interesting. We never thought about like that. Now this one's fun. If you could cook one delicious, healthy meal for the entire school at Kasturi, what would it be and why?
When in my younger days, when we started out as chefs, one thing that we wanted to do was learn a lot of things, and we would always be in the kitchen doing one thing or the other, and then this is finished and pick up something else. When one section was done, we would probably go and work in the other section, and in all of this, we not always did have enough time to eat. So what we would do is we would just take a pot, put in all the beans that we would find, chop up some vegetables, put it in there, and put some vegetable stock. And there are people who used to eat non-Russian food, they would put in some chicken stock in there. We would let it simmer slowly while we were working, and then we would put in the necessary protein that one would eat, maybe tofu for one or cottage cheese for one. And then the people who ate non-Russian, they would maybe put in some shrimp or chicken and some egg. And towards the end, we would just top it with some noodles. Yeah, and then we would just take it out into a bowl, and we would call it Alexander's meal in a bowl, because at that time we used to have this hairstyle where we would put up all our hairs like this. And you've seen this Roman movies where they have their helmet which would have that feathers on them. So we would call it the Alexander's meal in a bowl. And yep, flavorful, healthy, and yeah, that's what I would love to cook for you.
Ooh, I can't wait to have that meal. And just to wrap up, a quick fire round. Are you ready?
Yep.
You can answer in one word or one sentence.
Okay.
Spicy or sweet?
Sweet.
Chef as a career, yes or no?
Definitely yes.
Soup or salad?
Neither.
Food you can't live without?
Pasta.
Wow, that was quick. Thank you, Chef Vaibhav, for sharing your flavorful stories and heartwarming wisdom. I think I look at my plate a little differently now, with more curiosity, creativity, and care. To all our listeners, stay curious, stay healthy, and remember, every bite is a chance to nourish not just your body, but your heart and mind too. Until next time, this is Veda signing off. Bon appetit and bye for now.